but devoid of luxury. The large establishment, comprising 5 older siblings, cousins, uncles, and several attendants, made him feel insignificant, but also inculcated the values of sharing space. Absence of parochialism or religious discrimination in Father Janakinath too made a lasting impact. Far from being irreligious, Janakinath was a religious eclectic, influenced by the Brahmo Samaj as well as the Shakta and Vaishnava schools of Hinduism. Mother Prabhavati, a strong-willed lady in charge of the household, was also of a religious disposition. Like most other children of that age, there was toying with choosing the right vocation in life without getting fixated on any one of them, although the Indian civil service was referred to by his elders with a sense of awe amongst family circles. What was to be done in life was therefore not yet a burning problem. It, however, did not take long to become one. Soon after settling down in the school, Subhash spotted the headmaster Beni Madhav Das and felt what I should now call an irresistible moral appeal in his personality. I secretly said to myself that if I wanted an ideal for my life, it should be to emulate him. Although Subhash adored Beni Madhav, it was from a distance, and he had to wait for 2 more years to have him as a teacher in his class. Subhash was 14, and Beni Madhav impressed upon his mind the moral values which became sort of a foundation for his further mental development. Beni Madhav was transferred from the school within a few months, and life for Subhash yet again became a drab routine. According to a classmate, Subhash had a role in Beni Madhav being transferred. On the anniversary of Khudiram Bose's martyrdom, Subhash decided to observe the occasion. It was decided that the students would fast and hold a prayer meeting. When someone complained to the divisional commissioner about it, Beni Madhav was questioned about why he had not stopped the students. Beni Madhav replied that he had not felt the need to stop the students. After an emotional farewell, however, the teacher and the pupil started a correspondence which went on for some years. Through this correspondence, Beni Madhav instilled in Subhash a habit of contemplating on nature. This, Subhash wrote many years later, helped him to concentrate his mind as well as to appreciate the works of Wordsworth, Kalidas, and fall back upon the Mahabharata, which he was studying in the original Sanskrit now, in a new light. While Beni Madhav's guidance opened new horizons to an inquisitive and sensitive mind, it was not adequate to handle the challenge of negotiating the changes associated with the onset of puberty. Subhash came down hard on himself in dealing with the sexual aspects of development. He considered the sex consciousness unnatural and immoral. His approach was to suppress or transcend this new development. As he recounted later, it was at this stage that he had started turning against the natural attraction of a worldly life and of worldly pursuits in general, though it is not clear what triggered the disinterest. It was at this time, grappling with the mental and physical changes and trying to find something beyond what Beni Madhav's guidance could provide, that Subhash discovered Vivekananda. I was barely 15 when Vivekananda entered my life. Then there followed a revolution within, and everything was turned upside down. This discovery helped settle his biggest question, that of the goal of life. Atmano mokshartham jagathitaya cha, for your own salvation and for the service of humanity. The motto of the Ramakrishna mission formulated by Vivekananda was to be the goal of life. Ramakrishna's teaching of renunciation of lust and wealth for attaining a spiritual life further accentuated Subhash's inner struggle. Ramakrishna's example of renunciation and purity entailed a battle royal with all the forces of the lower self, and Vivekananda's ideal brought me into conflict with the existing family and social order. Fortunately for Subhash, he found.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.